So, metas is a really hot topic in gaming. Some people really like to do a lot of big tick damage, like to be the best, and some people just want to have fun and don't really like this idea in the first place. So, let's watch this video, the anti-meta mindset. Okay, here we go.
Did you know that meta is an acronym? I didn't. I always assumed
It's most something tactic available, most efficient probably, right?
it was just kind of a catch-all term for whatever the best build
But yeah, I
character
didn't know that before too. I just seen the mrdu like short about it.
strategy happen to be. But it
What the
actually
terms-
stands for most effective tactic available. And that actually makes a lot of sense.
I was right. Okay.
Because the key word here is effective. The meta is what happens when players stop looking at a game like a game and more like a problem to solve.
Yeah, and then they try to get the most damage possible or the most like cheese possible, and they stop having fun because they play only the way they not really wanna play, but the way is most efficient to play. Yeah, efficient
Every game
not equals
eventually
fun.
gets
Yeah, that's
broken down
obvious.
into numbers. Win
Yeah,
rates, damage per second, matchup charts, it's all just math.
And by the way, this is one of the reasons why MMOs like League and other long-term games, they constantly change the balance, so the meta constantly shifts, so it's not gonna be stale and nobody gonna play every character every time. For example, for now in League, Lock is really fucking imbalanced and everybody either plays it or bans it, and it's fucking annoying.
What starts as
It's fucking annoying.
experimentation slowly becomes optimization.
Yeah.
Then optimization becomes standardization, and that standard is the meta. Once
Oh, you know that gif with the 1,000 clones of Buzz Lightyear? Let me show it. So this is pretty much every meta player ever, bro. I'm telling
Warning, this video
You know what's
features
kind of weird?
you. Sorry, you're gonna watch it later.
once it's figured out and everyone adapts, your experiences become far less unique.
Yeah, it's
Every game,
formulaic,
you start
pretty
seeing
much.
the same
I agree.
characters, the same builds, the same decks, the same team comps, the same
Yeah.
strategies.
True.
And as frustrating as that can be, the meta does exist for a reason. In theory, it's just the natural endpoint of mastery. Players learn a
Yeah,
game, begin to
that's true.
understand its systems, compare what works with what doesn't, and slowly refine those ideas until
Also, don't forget, in a lot of games, especially like MOBAs, for example, League, it's fun to win and it's not fun to lose. So, of course, people are gonna try to discover metas, what's gonna work the most, because they wanna win. Because it's fun to stomp all of those noobs, and especially like the most experienced players. It's really fun to stomp those, and of course, you're gonna try to cheese it a little bit if you are especially bad mechanically.
the most effective
Makes
options
perfect
are
sense,
found.
yeah.
There's a certain satisfaction in understanding a game so thoroughly that you can identify the strongest strategies.
Yeah.
There's a reason tier lists are so
Agree.
popular and build guides get thousands of views.
Why do you think if somebody gets stumped by, for example, Master Yi, who gets like 20-0, and then you're like, damn, this guy is OP, I wanna play that guy, I wanna stomp, I don't wanna be stomped. And then you realize a lot of it is actually a skill issue too, and like build issue and all that stuff, you know? A lot of the mechanics.
There's no reason to
Required.
nerf yourself. If you're going to play a
True.
game, why not play it in the most effective way possible?
Yeah, and that also makes perfect sense. Sometimes I also fall into that trap too, even though I really like to play, for example, mages, even they are not in the meta. I just like playing mages, for example, in some kind of like co-op games. For example, I was playing the Shape of Dreams recently. I'm still playing that, and I really like playing mages there, even though some classes are more OP than the others.
It
A little
doesn't
bit,
ruin
it
the
feels
game.
like.
It's just what happens when enough people get good at something.
Yeah,
But with that being said,
makes perfect
I
sense.
think the meta ruins games.
Honestly, it's not a really hot take there too. A lot of people will agree with that. Damn, this video is actually edited a little bit better than I thought. Wow. Like cinema.
Alright, maybe that's a bit dramatic. Ruin is a strong word. But
Yeah.
for the sake of your teammates
It
that
is.
refuse to swap to a better character, let me try to explain. When you follow the meta too closely, you'll likely start winning more, but the taste of
Yes.
victory is noticeably less sweet. You pick the strongest character because everyone agrees they're the strongest.
Yeah, and they probably feel like you won because of the character, not because of your skill. It's like, oh, it's because I chose the meta character, right? Is that what
You run
he's
the
trying
best
to make?
build because someone else already did the math for you. You
Yeah.
use the optimal strategy because deviating from it is, statistically speaking, a bad idea.
Yeah, and on the other hand, when you build your strategy yourself, when you do something off meta, there's a specific term for it, off meta, right? And you actually deal a lot of damage and you kill and you stomp, you're like, damn, I did good. Not he did good who made all of those charts and all of those documents, right? But I did good. Yeah, it's actually a really good point. I never thought about that. Yeah, he makes
And
a lot
so
of
you
sense.
stop playing your way and you start playing the correct way.
Yeah.
But to me, that feels hollow. Not because the win doesn't count, but because it doesn't really feel like yours. It feels borrowed.
It invalidates
And
it.
that
Yeah,
feeling,
I agree.
that disconnect between success and satisfaction, is where the anti-meta mindset starts. It's why some people always gravitate towards weird characters, strange builds, and strategies that make everyone else in the lobby angry.
But honestly, I feel like it's a really like a little bit of a horseshoe theory. It's really cringe to be the guy who does meta all the time, and it's really cringe to be the guy who does off the meta weird shit all the time. I think that's in like most of things in life, this truth is in the middle. Is that you don't play the guy who is off meta and really bad, right? But you don't play the most meta guy. You play somebody who is decent at meta, but you do a little bit of weird shit there. I feel like that's the most best optimal way. It allows you to win at the same time and you have fun at the same time. And I feel like having the anti-meta mindset specifically probably gonna be not a good idea because you're gonna lose a lot and you're not gonna have a lot of fun because of that. Because I am a really competitive guy, okay? But maybe he does a better example.
It's
why
not always
that's a
about
good
being
idea.
different for the sake of being different. It's about
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like that's cringe. That's a little bit. Oh, I'm not the same. Oh, I'm so weird. I'm not like the other guys, and I'm not like part of the herd. And then he becomes a part of the herd who are not the part of the herd. You know what I mean? You can't really be completely unique by yourself. There's fucking 8 billion people in the world.
ownership.
I feel like.
If you win with something people dismissed, something
So,
unconventional,
yeah.
something you had to figure out for yourself,
Yeah.
that win feels personal. And I think that's what a lot of players
I
are
agree with that.
chasing when they actually go off meta.
Damn, he was actually in the championship. Wow.
But it
What a
isn't
guy.
without its flaws. Going off meta sounds great in theory. It makes for a good philosophy, a good identity, a good title for a YouTube video. Oh yeah! But it
Yes, it does.
also means willingly
Yes, it
making
does.
games harder for yourself. It means losing more.
Yes.
A lot
yes.
more. Way
That's
more
exactly what I'm talking about. But this is why you need to have a perfect balance.
than if you would just pick the most meta option. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's worth it. And I do understand that sometimes you don't care about who, what, or how you play, you just want to win. I'm not dogging on the players that feel this way. As a matter of fact, I've been there myself. A few
I am that way a little bit too. Like I was the most meta guy before. Now I'm a little bit less because I play more what I like to play, what I feel like comfortable to play, you know, but
years
yeah.
back, my
For example, Loki in League of Legends right now. I don't really want to play it because I don't like assassins. I play ADC pretty much. I don't like assassins, so I'm not gonna play this guy. Maybe I will because there are achievements for that shit, you know. There's rewards to play him 5 times and I'm gonna get the progress, but maybe that's gonna be it. I don't really want to play him any further.
friends and I wanted to become a competitive Smite team. Not just in
Oh.
ranked, we had dreams of competing in the Smite
Oh, you want
Pro
to be
League.
pro?
We would scrim against other teams, compete in tournaments, and spend hours talking about strategy.
Let me guess, if you are a small YouTube guy and nobody knows you, probably didn't succeed.
I was our team
Right.
support player, and when we would play casually, I would pick the most ridiculous gods and experiment with the wackiest builds.
And I feel like that's what really makes it really cool. And you know, if you think about it from the content perspective, if you're a content creator, probably doing off-meta picks and doing all those weird strategies is probably going to be the best idea to do. For example, Baus. How did Baus, if you think about it, get successful? Because he was doing weird off-meta shit. And I feel like a lot of why League players, for example, why League scene became so stale in the first place, is because there's too many people who just want to play and do meta shit, and they just do the same thing all over and over again. And I understand, in a lot of games, especially League, it's really good idea to one trick and it's gonna be like the best experience. But for example, I am a little bit ADHD-ish. I'm ADHD fully, okay? So I would not want to play the same shit over and over again because it would get boring, and I want fresh blood. I want fresh things. I want new things, even though I'm like
But when it came time
one
to
trick over
actually
two. But
compete,
yeah,
I locked in. I would only
Ooh.
pick one of the 2 or 3 current best supports and only build using the best possible items.
but again, it's different for pro league because their winning is like their prize on the line, so it's different. It's not like the all normal games, even ranked, I would say.
Because at that point, I wasn't there to have fun. I was there to win.
Yeah, but
And I
it's
don't
different
regret
from
those
normal
choices at
guy.
all.
Yeah, yeah.
I would not have had any more fun playing off meta in those games. So
Because you need to win, of course.
I understand those
Yeah.
of you that live and die by the meta. But I am here to argue against the meta. So I've come up with 3 different examples to try and argue my case.
Let's
My
hear it.
goal is to show why I prefer to play off meta and
Yeah,
how I
let's
feel
hear
it
it, let's
makes
hear it.
my gaming experiences more fun. And with the hope that whether you feel the same or not, that you'll better understand the anti-meta mindset.
I kinda do in the first place, because it's more fun. Single player PvP.
For single-player PvP, I'm going to talk about a game that was just recently released,
Pokemon.
Pokemon Champions.
I know nothing about Pokemon, unfortunately, bro. I'm so bad. I never played any Pokemon game. I need to. I
This
really
is
need
just
to.
one
Man.
example of a single-player
Yeah.
PvP game. The big one is
I just never was exposed to them as a child. So yeah.
fighting games. But I feel like I've talked enough about fighting games on this channel.
Ooh,
so
there's a lot of
today I'm
videos he
talking
did.
about competitive
Maybe I'll
Pokemon.
watch something else because I like him so far. A little bit
The
cinema,
first
honestly.
couple days were a ton
Cinema
of fun.
editing.
Everybody was trying out different strategies and testing all the new Mega Evolutions, but
Uh-huh.
it didn't take very long for people to figure out the best teams. Certain Mega Evolutions
Yeah, and this is why when you only start playing some kind of MOBA game or some, MMORPG, this is why the most fun you have in the beginning when everybody starts out, there's no existing meta. Meta wasn't really collected by the hive mind of the community, right? This is why it's the most fun because everybody tries to discover what works, what doesn't. Everybody have fun, experiments. This is why I think looking at the guidelines, looking at the Wikipedia for games is also a really bad idea because it kind of takes away your exploration. But that's a little bit of a different point, but it's still kind of semi-connected to meta, yeah.
such as Mega
I'd
Charizard
say.
Y and Mega Floette quickly rose
Uh-huh.
to the most used Pokemon. Then pair these with other staples such as Archaludon, Sneasler, Basculegion, Incineroar,
What are those names, like Sneasler?
and pretty soon every team starts to look the same.
Bruh.
But I
Yeah,
don't blame
probably.
players for using these Pokemon.
Because
they
they-
provide so much
Yeah, because they're fucking strong.
value to a team
course.
that you'd be a fool not to use them. But I am nothing if not a fool. And this is where my anti-meta mindset took over.
So basically you need to be confident enough in yourself to admit that you're a little bit of a fool for not using them. You need to be not some weak-minded fool who only wants to, I don't know, insecure fool, I would say.
I don't want to use Incineroar because I don't like Incineroar.
Kinda Giga Chad, low-key.
When my experimenting with
Kinda Giga
Mega
Chad.
Sharpedo got me stuck in Great Ball tier, I could have just said, if you can't beat him, join him, and
Probably
made an
like-
exact copy
Probably like Iron in League or like
of
Bronze.
the rank 1 team
like-
decline.
Low rank,
But I
I
refused.
understand.
I looked through the list of available Pokemon and saw one that I knew I had to use. And to explain why, we have to go back to 2006.
Some weirdo. And that's what, what's really funny about the anti-meta people? Sometimes they realize the most weird, stupid-ass combo or stupid-ass character and they build them in a weird, stupid-ass way, and it works so well that they basically became meta creators. And that's what's really funny about it, because all those people who push boundaries and really experiment and do weird shit, at the end of the day, most of the time they're gonna fail, right? Most of the time they're gonna fail to make something work, but sometimes, like 1 in 100, 1 in 10, 1 in 100, whatever that's gonna be, they're actually gonna hit jackpot and they're gonna actually get there, right? And that's what's really interesting about it, like mind-boggling a little bit.
I was
It's
making
not all those people who just follow the meta like a herd. They never gonna make the meta themselves. Maybe they're gonna change it a tiny bit, but not gonna really define meta. That's what's really fun about it.
my way through Sinnoh when I came across the Maniac Cave. There isn't much in here other than an NPC who wants you to catch a bunch of unknowns. I didn't think much of it. I shrugged off
Okay.
the request and was about to walk out of the cave when all of a sudden, this cute little hippo attacked. I caught it,
Right, so cute.
named it Booger because I was 7 years old and thought that was hilarious. And before I knew it, he became the backbone of my team. Booger
Why
got
though?
super overleveled since I always kept him in the lead spot, and he carried me all the way to becoming champion. I've been a big Hippowdon fan ever since, and I knew this was my chance to take Hippowdon to the very top
Nah,
once
this
again.
hippo is cute.
So I
Oh.
trained the hardest hitting hippo the world has ever seen, surrounded him with a team fully built to support him, and I started rolling.
So basically, main damage dealer. So did it work? Ooh, you actually raking in. You're raking in wins, damn. Right. Okay, rank 3, okay. Wait, are you telling me he's gonna be like one of the best? If that's gonna happen, then he basically gonna create the meta, right? Okay, let's see.
I made it to the top of Ultra Ball tier, and it felt like a real accomplishment. Not because I outplayed my opponents with my superior skills, but because
because of your decisions that you made, and that's what's fun about games, having your own path. Yeah.
I didn't win with the best Pokemon.
I understand.
I won with my Pokemon.
This shit means something to me, man.
That's why I win against the meta so vehemently in this game. To get more meaning out of my victories.
Nice.
To win using the Pokemon I want to use rather than what the internet tells me is best. And to prove to 7-year-old me that Booger really is the strongest Pokemon ever.
And this is what I was talking about the guides too, by the way. They also kind of define meta a little bit. Or they remove the exploration part. Oh, Elden Ring, there's a lot of cheese weapons on there, bro. Moonveil, for example, like one of the most obvious one. But I would understand why Elden Ring players would want to do that, because the game is hard. If the game was easy, nobody would really care about it, like, much less people would care.
I started a co-op Elden Ring run with my friends, and that run actually inspired this video.
Co-op, bro. You're not a hardcore guy. But again, Elden Ring, Dark Souls community in general likes to pile on people for using the swords, the shields, the fucking magic, the summons, the co-op, whatever the fuck, right? So yeah.
You might be confused as to why I'm talking about Elden Ring in a video about going against the meta, and to confuse you even more, I'm not talking about the PvP.
Nah, but it's because the game is hard. The only reason there is meta exists in this game, like most of the important reasons, is because of the difficulty. A lot of people just want to cheat through bosses because they're so dog shit at the game.
One of my favorite things about this game is all the super cool weapons, spells, and incantations there are.
And you know, when I played this game, I only used like the big ass sword with like shield that increases stamina regeneration like a fucking idiot. And I struggled so much with that, so...
I've played through Elden Ring about a dozen times, and every time I play, I switch my build.
Oh, Godskin Duo, man, I fucking hate those two. I was playing a little bit of that co-op too, but mostly I played it by myself, and holy fuck, those two were annoying to deal with.
Several times throughout my
playthrough.
In the co-op run, I didn't know what build I wanted to use. So in search of some inspiration, I went to YouTube. You know what you find when you search Elden Ring builds on YouTube?
Top 15 overpowered builds to
classic, bro.
Elden Ring, top 3 faith meta builds.
Meta builds.
This Swyhander build makes you
unstoppable.
This Milady build cheeses the DLC. ASMR Melania embraces you.
Yeah.
This broken build beats Radon in just 3 hits. The most broken Elden Ring build of all time.
There's nothing inherently wrong with these videos. It's a part of the power.
Oh, and this guy was a little bitch with his fucking annoying ass effects on the sword, man. I remember that.
So strong that none of the bosses stand a chance against you. But
I thought he was like a crippled old man in the beginning, but he's like... Wow.
I feel like these builds can take away from your experience.
Yeah.
When I first beat Consort Radon, it was a battle. It took me probably 6 hours straight of attempts, and when I finally got him, it looked a little like this.
Wait, is that the DLC Radon or before DLC? Before DLC Radon wasn't that hard. But I never played DLC, so I kinda need to go and play that. I missed a lot, I feel like.
How many times have you cast me into death's embrace? I no longer keep count. No matter how many times you strike me down,
damn, I never played the
unchanged. Sooner or later, thy guard shall falter. And when that time comes, I need only be ready.
Oh, that's cinema. This guy really good at editing, man. I'm telling you.
At last, I can see it so clearly. You have shown me this same strike countless times.
And you're saying you didn't?
And now...
Okay.
It shall be your undoing!
Bye-bye, Radon. Wait, there's a girl behind him. What he... Ooh, look at that. Ooh.
And this is what it looks like if I use a meta build.
if you just show me that clip, comparing to this edit you did before, I would be like, yeah, metas are absolutely cringe and absolutely terrible, bro. You didn't need to do, you didn't need to do like 17-minute video about that. You could just show me that, man. I'm telling you.
The boss fights in this game.
Yeah, and it feels like no accomplishment because we didn't really, he didn't really suffer. He didn't spend blood and tears to actually beat that boss.
Are incredible and are absolutely worth
Understand, man.
experiencing at their fullest. To trivialize them just takes away from your own experience. So when I play Elden Ring or
Fuck, I feel like I never beat Melanie. I don't remember.
any other game
Probably
like
didn't.
it for that matter, I avoid all the top
I was
10
a little
most broken
bitch.
build videos, and I try to make builds of my own with weapons that I think are cool.
Bro, but you're using the blood weapon. Blood weapon is OP against bosses. I kind of used it a little bit too when I was stuck, but yeah.
It's a part of the
Understand.
fun for me to get creative and think about how to get the maximum damage
Damn,
out of
this thing is
Giza's
kind
wheel.
of pretty.
Whether that actually works
Yeah.
or not is a different story, but it's fun nonetheless. So give it a shot if you haven't.
Bro, talking about off-meta builds, but I feel like he's using a little bit of a meta weapon to there too. But if he decided to use it himself without the internet, so
It'll make the fights a hell of a lot harder, but when you finally land that killing blow after the most epic battle the lands between has ever seen, you'll understand.
This is not the epic battle I wanted to show me, bro. I feel like you using two people as a... Nah, bro. Solo, all nothing. This is where they're gonna be the most amount of meta possible, because this is where you need to stomp other people. So yeah. Single player games is like it's not as important as long as you finish it, right? But in the multiplayer games, ooh. That's gonna be meta all the way, baby, bro. There's gonna be the most amount of sweats possible, yeah.
If there's one place where the anti-meta mindset gets put to the test, it's in competitive multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's in these games where
Exactly.
the meta has its strongest hold.
Exactly.
Now it isn't just about what you want to do, you have a team to think about.
Wait, which meta in this game? This looks like there's not a lot of different options in the first place.
I won't be focusing on one specific game
The
for this
Splatter
section,
one.
but rather on the genre as a whole. Competitive team games are built around a constant tension between two questions. Who do
Goodbye!
I want to play, and who does my team
Bro, that's kind of fun just rolling him out of the picture.
need me to
Damn.
play? Maybe your favorite character is considered weak this patch. Maybe your team composition is missing a tank.
Oh,
Maybe
it's
the
Marvel
enemy
Rivals,
has
right?
picked a hard counter to who you wanted to
Yeah, Silas with a Malphite ult is like Malphite X2, bro. He's so fucking cancer.
play. These are the things that
Yeah.
have to be considered, and it makes avoiding the meta a lot harder.
I mean, he's cancer without the Malphite ult, so yeah.
For example, my favorite DPS in Marvel Rivals is Mr. Fantastic. He has
Never
had some
played this
very
game.
high highs and some very low lows since his release. In the current state of the game, he is considered one of the worst characters in the game, with this tier list even saying he's almost unplayable. So if I queue into a
Almost.
ranked
But he said almost, he didn't say unplayable, so there's a chance. And this guy's like, okay, let's play that.
game, I have to consider the consequences of picking Mr. Fantastic. If it was just me, I would pick him regardless and just have fun.
Yeah, but a lot of people gonna flame you, and maybe they're gonna like report it and shit because they're gonna think you're gonna lose.
But I'm sure
Wanna
nobody
lose.
on my team wants to see this portrait get locked in.
Yeah.
Arguably, the biggest consequence of picking off meta is the scrutiny of your teammates.
You garbage and dog shit.
Bro, I'm not gonna heal you, bro. If you didn't swap, I'm not gonna heal you. You're useless anyways.
Now we have no scan and no heal and 2 movement players. So fucking stupid, man.
Bro, it's like they're gonna lose a fucking house if they lose, bro. But I understand. I'm the same way. Okay, I just.
Man, don't be 0-4.
Oh yeah, 0-4 because of what? You still peeked and died like a fucking idiot.
Bro, they were clicking orb. I was going for a timing.
Okay, you're an idiot still.
In League of Legends, if you pick a champion that isn't
Oh.
considered meta for the role you're in, there's a very high likelihood that you'll have a teammate either dodge or just start running it down as soon as you die.
Bro, nah, bot lane, there's everybody there now. There's mages, there are top laners, there are fucking... Everybody's fucking playing there now. Nah, bro, come on. Come on, bro.
One time. People can be vile in these games, and to avoid that abuse, sometimes you'll sacrifice your own enjoyment to keep your teammates off your back.
But to be real, since I play ADC, I really hate two supports the most. Mel and Brand. Brand because it fucking steals your farm to deal barely any damage to enemies, and Mel because she fucking steals kills and steals minions, everything. Especially if it doesn't, it happens intentionally. It happened to me once, I never wanna play with her again, bro. She was stealing my minions specifically because she fucking wanted to. She was like, I'm not telling you, what the fuck are you doing, bro? And he's like, using the fucking stupid emote, bro. Nah, it was the worst game of my life.
But if you only ever play with
because of my fucking
strongest,
support.
something important can get lost. Your decisions start being made by other people. You stop locking in the character you're passionate about. You stop experimenting, and you start complying.
Wait, that's what I showed before! Yes, exactly, bro. Yep.
That's what makes the anti-meta mindset so difficult in competitive multiplayer. It asks you to balance two competing truths, that your team deserves your best effort, and that your enjoyment matters too. So, what do? As much as I would like for there to be a universal answer, I don't think there is one.
Balance of both. Pick a character who is like not C, but maybe B or A, and then try to experiment that a little bit, but just don't follow like the S characters and that's it. I would just tell that. Or try all of the characters and see what you like the most in the gameplay wise. Not like damage wise and kill wise, but gameplay wise. What kits do you like the most?
Sometimes the right decision
That's
is
what
to
I would
swap.
tell.
Oftentimes the best thing you can do for your team is pick the stronger option.
You know how they say, follow your guts. Ah, fuck your team, bro. Who fucking cares about a bunch of randoms?
But I also think there's value.
If you're having fun, it's all that matters, bro. I would say a different way if I was playing with the people who I know and I like, but if it's a bunch of randos, who fucking cares they're gonna flame you? You're gonna fucking mute them and that's it. Or you're gonna flame them back. Who fucking cares?
Value in trusting the characters and strategies you genuinely
Them having fun is their fucking prerogative. Why do you need to worry about that?
care about.
Period.
When you invest hundreds of hours into a character you love, you often become better with that character than you would ever be with the flavor of the month.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think the goal is to ignore your team and stubbornly lock your favorite character.
That's why there is so little, for example, Xante players that I see, but sometimes when I see them, they absolutely fucking cancer, bro. They're like the best.
No matter what, but more so to recognize that there is more to competition than maximizing your win percentage.
Yeah.
So I think the answer is to try and
I agree.
find a healthy balance. In hero shooters, if you start on Mr.
Oh, on the
Fantastic
music?
and you go 0-5 in the first few minutes, it's probably a reasonable time to try and swap. In a MOBA, if you see the enemy lock in a character that is a hard counter to the character you wanted to play, maybe go back to the drawing board before locking it.
But again, part of the reason why some people say you to one-trick your character in the league is that if you get, for example, counter-picked, so you would know what to do against the counter-pick and how to behave, and maybe how to even outplay sometimes when the guy is dog shit too. Like, from one point I agree, it's better to change the character if you get counter-picked, but in the other... In other ways, maybe you actually need to learn how to play against counter picks too, because sometimes you're gonna get put into that position. You're gonna pick first, and then you're gonna get counter picks, right? So you need to learn how to behave in those situations.
But in the same vein, if you start on Mr. Fantastic and you are absolutely carrying your team, don't let your toxic teammates' comments make you swap.
Yeah, I agree in what I said before. Like, you need to think about long term, not short term. If you think about short term, I want to win now, then you will lose a lot of potential for growth to winning later with that character. Whatever that's meta or not doesn't fucking matter.
And if Vayne looks like the perfect champ into the enemy's comp,
Dylan. On my Dylan, we have to go Vayne.
No, we have to go Corky.
No, Olaf Galio, Alisai, we're going Vayne by the way.
Are you serious?
It's Trundle Vayne.
Shouldn't we just go Corky?
But are you serious? Is it gonna win us the game?
Of course.
then follow your gut.
Did
and
it win?
Vayne.
Getting onto Alpha. Oh, three-man knockup. Hero's entrance comes in. Another three-man caps. Killed Hansama. And that is exactly
Damn.
what you want from your
He was actually right.
fight like this. Caps comes up huge. What an amazing...
Nice. He was like, you know what? I know we're gonna win. Let's log that in. And he was actually right. That's Giga Chat, bro. That's pretty good. I like to see that.
So what's the takeaway from all this?
Okay. What's
It's
the
not
takeaway?
that the meta is bad and players like me do anything we can to avoid it, but rather explaining the mindset of players that feel like the most effective tactic available isn't the most enjoyable one.
Bro, that looked like balls. Wait a
The
minute.
mindset
Look at
of
it again.
players that feel like the most effective tactic
What are those ball sacks?
available isn't the most enjoyable.
Bruh.
So the anti-meta
Okay.
mindset isn't about refusing to optimize. It's about not letting optimization make every decision for you. No matter what type of game you're playing.
Wait, is that World of Warcraft? Oh, that's Merlix. I never played World of Warcraft, but I played Warcraft 3, so I kind of recognize
It's important
those.
to remember
And those
why
buildings
you're
too.
playing it. Because the best way to play
Yeah.
a game isn't always about being the fastest, strongest, or having the most efficient path to victory. Sometimes the best way to play is your way.
I'd say most of the time, honestly, not sometimes, but yeah. That's really important to not put it like always, because always might be a bad idea, especially if you're like in a pro scene and wanna win, or you just don't want for your boys to not have fun because of your stupid ass running it down. But sometimes you have to ignore other people to enjoy it yourself, that's true.
Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what your favorite off-meta
Complicated,
pick
it's
is
complicated.
and why you like it. I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Eli for providing the voice of the Tarnished in the Elden Ring section.
But you know what's really fun about playing off-meta characters? I really like, for example, League, I really like Smolder, okay? And I liked it long before it was actually buffed with the new rune that deals like periodic damage, I forgot the fucking name. And you don't know how fucking pleasant it is, but the guy who was a little bit off-meta, you might say, who was like dogpiled upon a lot of other ADCs and characters, right? And then he gets a buff, even accidental, and you you start crushing on it, and you're like, fuck yeah, bro, finally my guy got some recognition, damn.
Links to his stuff will be in the description,
That's so
please
pleasant.
go show him some love. Also, he and I are working on a video together, which will be uploaded on his channel here in a couple months, so go subscribe to him if you want to see that when it drops. Next
Okay.
up on the agenda for me is the Evo video. If you missed the latest entry in the Why We Main series, go check that out so you're up to date. Evo's less than 2 weeks out, so I'll be spending as much of my time practicing and working on the video so that I can hopefully get it out soon after the event. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss it.
Sometimes you just play the character because he's badass. I mean, it's not the case with Smolder, but it's just kind of like spitting on enemies, so yeah. It sounds way too weird, but yeah, that's
Thanks again
true.
for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Okay. Replaying games from my childhood that I barely remember, and why we main one male to rule them all. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. This guy, in average Ryan, barely anybody knows this guy. I mean, I'm not the one to talk, but yeah, still. Go check him out, go subscribe to him, go watch his other videos, man. This guy is absolute. He's pretty good. Honestly, he's pretty good. I wonder why he's so such little views. Honestly, like that's, that was good. Oh, honestly, I forgot to do this, of course. And yeah, that's it.